Hi. Today I'm going to plant a gooseberry, or a gooseberry as some people say. Now generally gooseberries will grow, they're like quite a good sized bush actually, so you should give them a size ratio of about 2 by 2 meters in order to grow, like get a good size. The gooseberries actually come out in summer. So they're deciduous bushes, so obviously they drop all their leaves and everything like that, and they're very fine, almost vine-ish type bush, so no real kind of main trunk structure like a normal tree, so more so like just a large bush, so they really respond well from pruning every winter. So I've got one, but you can either put them in the ground obviously, or in a very large pot. Now I haven't got either at the moment, so I'm just going to pop mine up in a good sized pot, and I'll keep it there just for one season, and then next year hopefully, or in the interim period if I can, get something more appropriate for it, and it should be fine. So I'll just go through potting it up, and I'll grab everything. Okay, so I've got my pot, got my gooseberry. Now you can see the root system on this is fairly long. Now if I put this in this pot, chances are this root is going to just go round and round and round. I don't really want that to happen, so you can prune roots. Just got to be a little bit careful with it, that's all. Don't go too hammer and tong. So I'm just going to knock this one just back to there. Alright, so it's just a little bit more even. I have pruned it back. It was quite long when I picked it up, and I've just knocked it back a bit. I might even just take it back a little bit more. And then we should be right. Alright, so I've got my pot. Now I've got some soil here. It's just a mixture of some potting mix, some regular garden soil. I've mixed through some pea straw that I had in the paddock with the sheep, so it's got manure and everything through it, so we should be pretty right with that. So we'll put a bit in first. Alright, so I've got a good amount in at the bottom. Alright, like so. Now I'll just flatten this out. Now if you get a root system on something that kind of pans out, just build a little mound in the dirt and sit that on top, and then backfill it from there so you don't get any air pockets or anything like that. Alright, so nice and central. Make sure the root system's nice and spread out. This one's a bit one-sided, but we should be right. Now this is the difficult part. Alright, so just top dress it from there. Maybe one more. Alright, spread it around. Don't come too far up on it, just above the root system, about an inch. Don't want to bury it too far on the trunk or else it can rot. Alright, now with pots you can just give it a good stamp. We'll just push down nice and light. Make sure it's nice and even. Alright, there we go, easy. Now, even though it is winter, I'll chuck a little bit of food on there. The pea straw intermixed with the soil should give it a good source of nitrogen as well. So like I said, this pot should be ample for one season, and I'll repot it, or actually I'll try and plant it in the next season as well too. So I'll come back over summer in the next few months, and I'll show you how the growth's coming. You can see it is quite spindly, so it will just fan out. And gooseberries are quite bitter or sour, or as raw, like just straight from the tree, but they really get transformed quite nicely through cooking. So like rhubarb and elderberries and things like that, if you cook them with a few other things, bit of sugar and what have you, they're really quite nice. Hopefully I'll be able to get a few gooseberries the next couple of seasons too, and if I'm still on here I'll go over some recipes too. Now last thing I want to do is just give it a water in. And that's about it. We're all done. Give it a good soak. Cool. Now when you place your gooseberry too, if you're going to put it somewhere in particular, make sure it gets a lot of sunlight, but try and keep it out of the really hot afternoon sunlight. So in Australia anyway, around between 3 and 6 p.m. during summer, that's pretty much the hottest part of the day. They can burn, and when they're fruiting, they need a good amount of water too, so they can keep producing fruit, so keep the water up to it. I'll put this, because it's in a pot, it's easy for me to move around obviously, so I'll keep it in a spot where it's going to get pretty much sunlight from in the morning until early afternoon, and we'll see how we go. Cool, that's it. Any questions about gooseberries, give me a yell, but they're really easy to get, especially during winter, during bare-rooted season. You can get all kinds of berries and stuff like that. I've actually bought some blackberries too, which I'll go over potting up as well. Cool. Alright, thanks for watching. Any questions, just give me a yell, alright? Cool. See ya.